Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abram. You know my partner, Albert Cameron. You know, we have a buddy who is an NFL agent, and, you know, you just hope you can get a guy or two to hang on. And
he has to. You know, he's done a good job of that.
Yeah, like he doesn't get the Walter Paytons and, you know, the Shador or whatever. But bottom line is, these guys make up the league, too. That's the thing people don't understand. They watch that stupid, oh, he's going to Green Bay. Oh, look out. Well, first of all, you don't know if he's going to be any good because he was playing against boys last year.
Right.
There are no boys in the NFL.
None.
And number two, we do the same with the schedule. They talk about the schedule. They even announced the other day when they would announce the schedule. And how many times have we been on here and said it means nothing because you're thinking about last year's Green Bay Packers.
Right, it's not the same team.
Exactly.
Changes every year. So with that in mind, we are looking at local kids that are looking forward to the draft. And Jason Williams was signed with the New York Giants. You Youngstown State fans know how awesome he was at offensive tackle. 1 sack in 12 games, started 52 games. Good luck to Jason trying to reach his dream. Also, a local high school kid from Findlay, graduated from Cheney High School, Red Douglas, put up some big numbers at different places. He was with Findlay. He was also with Shippensburg. He's also been at a lot of different places. Speed. If he has speed, he has a chance, George. If not, he'll be cut. That's the way they look. They look at speed. They look at, can you play special teams? That's any free agent. Yeah. That's what they look at.
A lot of people also, we've had a lot of guys over the years, and, you know, they seem fast for where they are.
Right.
And they are. Mm-hmm. But that's not what these guys are looking at. No.
Yeah, so good luck to all you guys that are out there trying to reach your dream. Also, a local kid at YSU just hitting his home run record, 18th of the year, Kyle Fossum. I talked to somebody whose son goes to YSU, J. Michael Rohn, who's hitting 352, by the way. And Kyle Fossum's going to get drafted, he told me. He said he thinks there's a good chance he'll be drafted.
So he's a hitter.
Yes, he has power. They always looking for that power, George.
No.
In today's world, if you hit 352, they don't care. But if you hit 25 home runs, they care. That's the way that works. So good luck to Kyle Fossum at YSU and the rest of the program as they try to move along in the Horizon League. Also in golf, TM Pajapanic, a heck of a name, number 1 in the Horizon, won by 7 strokes at 2 under 71.
Thailand.
She's from Thailand. We've talked to golfers that have went to college. I had a great friend, Joe Mancini, whose daughter went to University of Indiana, and that's Penguin Joe, by the way. And she got there. She found out she was one of like 3 Americans on the squad.
I was watching the women's golf yesterday just to pronounce the names on the leaderboard because they're not all Asian, but there are a lot of Asians.
Yeah, and Maria was a really great golfer locally. Had a nice career, played as a senior. But when you go to college and play, you'll find out there's a lot of teams there from Thailand and from Asia, all over the place overseas, and Europe also. In local softball, Canfield went to 12-1 on the year, 7-run second inning. Kaylee Ortiz was the pitcher. She coasted with that big lead. Marina Koenig, big day at the plate. Cindy Lutz and Leah Figueroa also. Congratulations to Canfield as they moved to 12-1 on the year.
Paul VI out of Virginia. Wonder if they went down, to try to beat the weather a little bit.
Be smart to do that.
No.
Yeah, the good teams try to get as many games in as they can. George always likes to look at the schedule and say, hey, this one high school team's 13-2.
Yeah.
The other one's 3-1.
I'm like, wait a minute. And once again, the priority at the school, getting the field ready. Of course, if you have turf, it's a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and that's a lot of schools are going to that for that reason.
I saw the other day something unusual over in Pennsylvania, across the line here, barely. Union is digging it up, but they're putting real grass back in.
Wonder what the price of difference is.
Oh, it's huge.
Has to be big.
It's huge. Yeah, that was my first question.
That's what I'm thinking it has to be.
Yeah,
that's right.
Back in the day, the AstroTurf maybe today, of course, it's not AstroTurf. It's that stuff with the tires in it. But
Right.
Mucho Dinero.
Mucho Dinero. 6 local teams are ranked. Defending champion Austin Fitch is ranked number 1 in Division 1. Fellow defending champ Canfield is ranked 4th in Division 3, and Boardman is ranked 7th in Division 5. Champions number 4 has been so good for so long. South Range number 5, always good, and Matthews number 5 in Division 7. Good luck to all you teams. Hopefully by the end of the year, we're still talking about 3 or 4 of you.
In another month, if we're still on the show, you've
Right.
done well.
Amen.
That's what we're hoping for. All right. The pay-for-play guys, of course, now we have to include college.
Think about that. You can't
We
say
used
that
to
anymore.
just say the pros. We'd say, the guys are getting paid no longer.
And it's coming to high school
The guys
next.
are taking pay cuts to go
Yes.
to the NFL. Imagine if someone would have
Oh,
told
the
you.
quarterback from Texas took a
Yeah.
big one.
He should have gotten in the portal.
Yes.
He thought he was ready. Let's talk about Major League Baseball. We'll start there, then we'll do the NBA, then we'll do the draft. Because you and I are both of the opinion that way too much is made of that
Every
TV
year.
show. And, they're arguing back and forth. And the bottom line is,
Waste
no
of
one's
time.
going to know for 5 years.
They waste their time.
I'm looking and I'm Alabama.
I went back and watched it. I never heard one guy say, this was still the draft. His name's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
No one person said.
No, they didn't know who he
know.
was.
No.
And Mel Kiper, he just made a fool out of himself.
He made some money doing this, though.
Back in the day, remember that?
Oh, he makes some
But
money.
see, here's what happened. He started in his apartment with
He started in high
satellite
school.
dishes.
How about that?
Yeah.
Started in high
But
school.
see, right now, he's not needed.
No.
There are 50 of
Yeah,
them.
there's 150.
Yeah. That's the problem. Let's talk MLB. Guardians, 15 and 12.
They're always hanging in there.
We always know that.
Always.
6 and 4 out of the last 10.
Yeah.
Came into Pittsburgh last week, took prisoners.
Yeah. That put the
that-
Pirates behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
8 ball. They've been playing better since.
And they're
A little
11 and
better since.
18.
Little bit, but Cleveland really got them.
4 and 6 in the last 10. The 4 and 6 isn't so bad.
Oh, don't forget they played the Dodgers. So that
Yeah, and they won the first game.
So they got one victory. That was more than you thought they'd get.
And then they jumped out the other game. Now I'm going to ask you something. I'm sure they have info we don't have. Okay. Well, do you need to watch Holderman
I'm going to
pitch
send you on
again?
a show 2 weeks ago.
Do you need to watch him pitch
No,
again?
he'd be gone.
Okay, how about Sawinski leading?
Well, he got sent down, so he's good.
But I
He's
mean,
done.
what did they need? A
I
month?
don't know. I have no idea what they look at. I could have told Swansea can't hit and Holman can't pitch.
It's that simple.
Holman was outstanding what they did to him. Because this
ruined
time
him.
last year,
You couldn't hit him.
he was the best pitcher in baseball.
I know.
Now he can't get any. And that's what I keep hoping he goes back to.
Yeah, I get you.
But
I get
he's
it.
not doing
And
it.
it appears Bednar found the magic.
We'll hope. We'll
Couple of
find out.
nights. The other night they put him in.
A little
the
better
seventh.
mid, man,
I'll
that's
tell
for
you, I
sure.
watched him the other night. He caught one of those Dodgers 98 up and in. They couldn't even get the bat
Yeah, when he
around.
gets the ball in the right place.
Yeah.
See, it's his control for him.
Let's
That's what
talk
it is.
about Cleveland. They're going to contend.
Yeah, they really struggle with Detroit, though, because Detroit is really good.
Oh.
The team. They finally got a team in their
And
league.
Scooble's a true ace.
Yeah. Oh,
He's a true-
truly better
true
than any
ace.
team. Detroit's better than any team in that league. So Cleveland's
Pirates
gonna
won't
have
be
to
a
really
factor.
go.
We don't think
No.
that. Can they win 75, 77
find
like
out.
they're supposed to?
We'll find out.
All right. Now, the thing I want to say about Pittsburgh, I was looking for your opinion because sometimes I just watch so much that sometimes I get a little negative.
Right.
Does it seem like to you if the other team gets 4 runs, they're in hot water?
For sure, the first part of the year.
Okay,
you
you
said
think-
that last week. Yes.
Okay.
They're starting to hit the ball better.
Okay,
now.
well that's
Yeah.
what. And then the first baseman's in rehab,
And he's going to be
he's
a big
coming.
pro.
You like him?
Oh yeah, he's a good player.
I used your line.
I can't wait for him to get
Yeah.
healthy to play.
I used your line the other day. Guy was talking about, they don't have this, they don't have that, and didn't bring. And I said, I'm going to use Albert's line on you. I said, who was out there?
Yeah.
Who was out there for $10 million? Nobody.
And there's nobody that has one. I would have said one. The mistake they and I told everybody it happened. They should have signed Chapman. I see no reason why,
No.
because he wanted to stay in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he'll help the Red
It'd been
Sox.
different.
You know that.
He's still 103 miles an hour
I know.
still.
You know what? He's a weight room
They
guy.
would have 3 more wins. If he was in Pittsburgh,
no.
they would have 3 more wins.
No question.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No question.
Why?
And
10
all of a
million-
sudden-
and it was 10 million. It wasn't 30 million.
No, and you're 14 and 15. You're involved.
Yes. There's no. They made a mistake not
No,
signing Chapman.
we said that,
Uh-huh.
and we like the Red Sox. I'm even happier yet. He's with the Red Sox.
They'll be fine the whole year.
Seattle, Arizona. we
Yeah,
got
they're all
some-
playing decent ball.
No
the two of them,
question.
Mets are playing much better.
What are they doing?
And
White Sox aren't.
no, they're
we're going to win that. We need the White Sox to balance out the Pirates.
It's the Pirates and the Mets are the two.
I don't know what the Mets. They finally lost one yesterday.
They don't lose many.
You know,
And Soto's not hitting either.
First loss at home
just
last
Soto
week.
starts hitting.
No, first at home last week. It's awesome. The National League West.
That's a great.
What's going on out there?
That's a great league. Yeah, their prospects all came together, and the other team, they also spent money. Giants, Padres, and Dodgers spent a lot of money.
Arizona's they brought in a pitcher. Though.
Yeah, they did. They brought Burns in.
You bring in Burns.
That's right.
I mean,
that's enough right there to make you better.
Yeah. How about poor Clint? He's in that league with them. He's in that division with.
They're below the White Sox. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's
we knew the White Sox would be bad, but oh, by the way, I know it sounds goofy. We're at the 1/5 point of the season. In other words, we've said this also over and over. You can't win it in April, but you can blow it.
Yeah, the Atlanta Braves are a prime example.
Can they get back up there to the third wild card?
No.
That's what I thought.
I'll take that back.
I know what
third
you mean.
wild card they can maybe.
Okay.
But get back in the race of the league. I don't think they can.
Yeah, they'll struggle. I mean, my goodness, especially with the Mets and Phillies.
Yes.
I saw something the other day.
Washington's playing better too, by the way.
And the Phillies, I saw their record the other day. It's been the exact same 3 other times recently than what it is.
So they
now.
start the same way.
They start the same way, and they start hitting when it gets warm out. They have those monster guys, too.
Big guys. They have
My
big
God,
guys. They do have big guys.
Now we have to talk about the NBA. Playoffs have begun, and if you don't think it's different, you haven't watched.
Yeah, they play different.
They're on the floor. They're diving. It's just incredible, and there have been some great games. Now, let me ask you if you agree. The best series, Denver and Clippers.
Definitely the most competitive.
2-2?
Yeah, they're equal. Yeah, they are definitely equal. No question about that.
What do you think of that series? Can Jokic? He needs a little. You know who I was watching the other night when they won? Murray made every shot. If he got that left elbow jumper, just run down the other end. He's not like that.
Well, he's supposed to be though.
Couple injuries.
He's supposed
couple
to
leg
be.
injuries.
He's supposed to be. So they depend on him a lot.
Did you see the game at 0? They won on him.
I saw the replay. I didn't see it live, but I saw the.
That's as close to 0 as it can be.
Yes.
Have it be out of your hand.
I lost a game in high school like that.
I did too.
Air ball.
There's
nothing worse than an air ball losing a game.
We came from 15 down in the 4th. Erie Academy. Guy missed the whole basket, and he gave
exact same thing, right?
Yeah. And from that point on, I don't know if you told me or whatever, my guys all repeated back. The game's not over till we get the rebound. The game's not over.
Yeah.
And I had a case against the Newcastle team, a good Newcastle team, and a good Central Catholic team, where we had to get one rebound to ice it. And they all knew, and we did not relax.
Well,
see, everybody relaxed. He missed the basket.
Yeah, the games are lost on second shots so many times.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about Detroit and the Knicks. I know it's 3-1, but one of them was 1 point, and one of them was 2 points. And yesterday, they said that was a foul. They came out afterwards and said it was a foul, and I'm going to ask you.
It was a foul.
But I'm going to ask you, what purpose does that serve? Coming out after and saying we blew it. I think it felt worse. Yeah. What do you think,
I think they want honesty. They want to hear what the official had to say. And I think he just told the truth. That in the prime of the moment, right there, he said he could have said he jumped into him, but the film showed. Yeah, it was up.
And not only
that's what the film showed.
And not only that, they've jumped into guys in that league for 20 years.
All over and over.
They show one thing these guys are not good at, and I just know how great they are. You don't have to tell me. They will not stay on their feet on defense. They will not. They join the paratrooper club, and then somebody slick like Tatum or whomever, they go right there. Now, I've watched Orlando and Houston. I called you the other day.
You said Orlando can't shoot.
Well, there's not being able to shoot, then there's that. They have 2 guys. If Banchero shoots the ball or Wagner, but they can't take every shot.
Right.
So eventually what happens, one of those scraboodles gets the ball, and let me tell you about it. I was at one of your games once. You had a great shooter. He missed 1 shot at halftime. And his dad comes over. He says to me, "What happened on that?" I said, "Would you get out of here before I said, "Would you please get out?" He missed 1 shot.
So the misses aren't like that, huh?
Miss so bastard. No. These are pros now.
That's what I'm saying.
You watch tonight when Steph misses. It isn't by much.
Right.
It's not left or right where it hits the side of the bank.
Or further,
yeah, it's right in.
Yes.
And I thought, now Houston's the same cut of cloth, and they're a little dirty. They're a little They're a
They
little
win
on the
defensively,
dirty
don't
side
they?
of rough. Yes.
Yeah, they win
90.
defensively.
That game tonight has to be in the 90s.
That's the way they want to play it.
That's the way they
You know
want to
that,
play. They want to
definitely.
muck it up.
Is what's the count coming back tonight or not?
I would say not since they're
Butler?
up 2-1. I'd
Okay,
say
yeah.
up 2-1 now.
Okay.
I'd say if they were down 2-1. Now remember, that's a bad reason, but that's what I think.
Okay.
And then Miami, same way. Not enough firepower. Hero has turned into a.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he was a catch and shoot. He is now a get your own and catch
he
and
is.
shoot.
He's that
That
kind of player.
boy has gotten better.
Yeah, he's really
But
good.
there's not enough. You can't beat the Cavs with 3 guys.
That's because the Cavs can score.
Oh my God, the Cavs.
They score a lot of points. They do.
Hey, they are devastating. One of their bigs didn't play the other night, and
I know Garland didn't play too. Their guard didn't play
they
either.
won
so
by.
they still
They're,
won. Easy.
they're a good player. Mitchell, he had like 30. They didn't even need him. They're bringing these guys off the bench.
Yeah, Jerome's been a big
15
hit.
points, 18 points, 13, 19, and they play at a pace. I saw a steal.
where they play.
I saw a steal for tonight.
That's how they play.
Hey, there's a steal in there tonight. I'm telling you. I didn't call you because I know you got enough
I
money.
love the steals.
Yeah, I got it. Their over-under's 109.
They're going over, huh?
Well, not in the third quarter. I mean, unless they want to come back to Cleveland to win it. I don't. Oh, and the other thing, too, I wanted to mention, there's always this back in their mind thing with that Piston game that they want the Knicks in there.
Oh, I don't
You know, the
that
conspiracy people.
never crossed my
Oh,
mind.
yeah, but there are people that it
How
does.
about that does? How about that?
Oh, sure.
Think about they think
Well,
that.
that's like they're saying about that lottery. Remember the time Ewing went? They
Yes.
said that envelope was frozen. When they grabbed it, they could
I
feel it
love
was
them
cold.
saying that. I love
Yeah,
it.
I wonder if it's true.
I love it.
All right, now, Clippers. What do they have that no, they didn't have before? A healthy Claw. And when that boy is playing,
Yeah.
How about him?
I wonder why he doesn't play. I don't
oh, I
understand.
saw a thing the other day. It was the most embarrassing thing you've
Why
ever
he doesn't
seen.
play?
He was on the foul line, okay? They had games played, 236. Games missed, 206.
So I'm saying I don't understand why he doesn't play.
But when he played,
Because they don't talk about being a bad person.
nobody ever
But, you know,
said.
but he just doesn't play.
And Popovich said he was here 5 years.
And when he does play,
Oh, geez.
he's a great, great player. Yeah.
Both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Oh,
Both
yeah.
sides.
Yeah, that's why he's
what
great.
makes him different.
That's why he's great.
That's what makes him. And let me say this. I have not seen many good shooters that shoot the ball 10 feet one.
He's one of them.
But he does.
He
That
shoots line
thing's
drive.
an
He
inch
does.
over the rim. But guess where it goes?
Down.
Okay, now we got to talk about the Kappa de la Tutti Kappa, the star of the stars, Jokic.
He puts up numbers that are
Now,
unbelievable.
my goodness. Like the other night, I'm going to tell you how bad it was. His triple-double pay was a 115
That's because he gets it all the time.
every time. Now,
I don't question if he doesn't
the
get
only
it.
reason it's a bad play is he might get 46 points and 9 rebounds. But if you do that cumulative total, points, rebounds,
There's
assists,
a good chance.
just mark it down.
There's a good chance.
He is just incredible. He gets that ball back behind his head. You can't block it. And can the guy pass for a big
He
man?
can really pass. Yeah. He
What
can.
is? I mean, he
Yeah,
is
can pass the ball.
fabulous.
Yep. He's an awesome player.
Now, 2 other guys are shining too. SGA hasn't had to. That's a mismatch. Memphis, between firing the coach,
Memphis gave him 2 good games.
yeah, Jaw getting
did.
hurt. Well, how about he? You don't bother me about
Memphis
that.
gave him 2 good
Remember the day you
games.
get knocked? Did you see the day you got knocked down? Here's
that?
what bothered me. Morant. Now he got hit hard, but now he took his headband off and took his jersey off before he went back. How did he know with some treatment he couldn't come back out? You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's not, because he got hit. But it was the method of like, I'm done.
Wow.
I'm done.
That's why you lose.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like
you stop playing, you're going to lose.
No, and I have to say this. One of my buddies likes Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards.
He can score.
And I'll tell you what, he has that clutch gene.
He can score.
That fourth quarter
Well, he wants the
starts-
ball.
Yeah, the fourth, and I'll tell you what he does. He's not afraid to shoot it.
He wants the ball. That's what.
You probably can't want anything better than
Right.
that. You agree?
Yeah.
We talked about the missed call. That pull report, I don't think it helps one bit, because I think it just makes them think they should have won. I don't know what it was. As you say, it does give you a little bit of openness, I guess you could say. Now, the one team that isn't getting any respect, and I don't know if it's because it's a little place or because of how easily they did it, is Oak City. When you're 68-14, you have my attention.
Yeah, I
They have your attention?
They're the best team.
Okay.
I see everything. They're the best team, and everybody says it's going to be Boston. I'm not so sure. that Oklahoma City can't beat Boston. I'm not so sure about
You know,
that.
and I'm rooting for the Cavs. The thing about
You didn't think the Cavs could beat Boston?
no, I don't. Not 4 times.
No,
If it was an NCAA tournament,
Right.
I'd take a shot, but not 4 times.
Okay.
Let me say this about Oak City. I watched. Talk about a bad matchup. Edie on Holmgren. He takes him out, hits his tooth. His prop was 1.5 for the whole series.
I saw
you
one
talk
game.
about
He
easy.
had 0. I saw one. I looked it up.
Yeah.
He had one game. He just rested him on over easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The interesting about that is that's why I wouldn't have drafted him. See, you liked him a lot.
Edie.
Yeah.
He can't come out.
But see, I said, how can you draft him?
Even he had 17 rebounds one of the games.
It doesn't make a difference how many rebounds he
Because
gets.
they
You can't
bring
guard the guy
you
out
can't
there.
bring him out there.
Yeah.
And Holmgren can't go out there. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
And then Lillard, he's done. That was a terrible
Oh.
injury. Did you see it?
Saw it.
Yeah, he's done. That's a year job. So he's done next year too.
Yeah.
He's an older fella.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not,
I'm going to
he's
mention
not coming
that.
back.
I didn't
so good.
mention that because the game was. I didn't have the stats in front of me. You know, Mr. Basketball, J.J. Renick, or what was that his name?
Reddick.
All right. He didn't sub.
I know.
He looked like
Never had-
Abraham at
never-
Butler. 3 minutes in the third
Butler,
quarter.
but it happens in high school.
Yeah,
Well,
8 minutes. Yeah, you don't have.
You don't have the players.
But
on the
no,
bench.
Albert, listen. LeBron's 40 years old.
You got to stop.
Now, even if at the end of the
Simple. He can't give a reason.
no, he choked. At the end
can't
of the
give a
third
reason.
quarter, Al, you've got say the
That's why they
last
do
minute.
it. That's why they do it.
Then you've got the TV and all. And that's when you do it.
That's when they do
and
it.
you bring him in at 10, not 8.
Yeah, everybody does it.
He's 40 years old.
Yes.
And did he
And
blow
you
it?
know Donzie's never in shape. So you got 2 guys that are.
No, he's been blown.
They're
You
out
see,
there,
he's had the flu.
They're out there out of shape.
Yeah.
They were bad in the fourth quarter.
Oh, they're
Both of them were.
terrible in the fourth quarter. You had it. Okay, the draft. Try to be as kind as we can. It's too soon, people. It's too
I'll tell you,
soon
they wait
to
for
grade.
that. I got friends that just
Oh, I had a lady at the restaurant. She listens to our radio show. She says, "Who are they drafting?" She said, and then she had her list. I
well,
said,
they have a
"Let
list.
me look at
They
that."
do. They're ready.
No, they're.
Yep, they are ready.
By the way, that's one of my picks next year. Browns over 4.5.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 5. You can win 5 in that league when you're. Well, they beat Pittsburgh and Cincy at home all the time.
The Browns.
I mean, I'm saying they're going to be good, but I just think they can do it. No, all else is a guess in this league. You just don't know.
Yeah, there's some that when you look at them play, they're different. Hunter's one, and Hunter's going to be good. I don't even question that he can't be good. So I'm talking about quarterback play.
Oh,
That's the one.
nobody
That's the
knows.
one you don't know.
Mel says they've been messing it up for 50 years.
Yeah, but he messes it up for 50 years too.
Oh,
That's the part he doesn't say.
No.
He's told us all this guy's going to make it.
Oh,
and
Jimmy
doesn't.
Clausen isn't a star?
That part.
Remember-
See, that's the part he didn't say. If he would have said that more, I'd have said we all mess
Yeah,
up.
I miss
he
him
said
too.
the NFL messes
Yeah,
up.
he did.
He should have said we all mess them up.
Yeah,
That's what
Jimmy
he should have
Clausen was him and Beano. Remember Beano?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Beano
saying.
said he'd get 3 Heisman.
Yes.
Now, obviously, the biggest surprise was Shedeur Sanders. Let me ask you, he refused to throw at the Combine. He refused to throw at East-West. He refused to run at the Combine. He refused to run at the Pro Day. Did he get some medicine?
Yeah, he must have. You know what I'd like to know, George, was on that too. So once again, I always go a little deeper. Was there anybody else that does that? See, they all talk about him. I bet you bet the 15 other guys that do it too.
Well,
that don't get the same.
That could be.
That's
Same
why
scrutiny. Same
Yeah,
scrutiny.
I want the same scrutiny on them too.
Okay.
You know, that's
See,
what
I think
want.
his dad's part of his
It is,
problem.
no doubt, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no
because
question.
everybody thinks it.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. You could put up with his dad a little better when he was a player.
It was Warren Sapp.
He shut out the whole
Warren
side
Sapp
of the
Warren
list.
Sapp is a perfect example.
Yeah.
They said you can't draft them. Until somebody watched the film and said, I don't care how many joints he smokes. He went Tampa draft them quickly, didn't they? Yeah. Like the 14th pick.
No, the guy-
If Shedeur was as good as he thought he was, somebody would have drafted him.
A guy said something the other day interesting. He said, don't tell me about race because the first guy picked was black. And he said, don't tell me about conduct. He said, because they would draft Hannibal Lecter.
That's what I said.
They
Warren
thought
Sapp,
they
that's
could
his
win.
example. They didn't care about his.
Not exactly.
Hernandez from New England. Do you think they worried about him in Florida?
Let me tell you one thing I read that he did that I couldn't believe. I didn't send it to you because I know you're busy. He was being
Talking about Shedeur?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
being interviewed on the phone, okay? And he already had another Skype call and he didn't put it down.
Wow.
And the guy interviewing him was really,
Probably upset, right?
yeah, which you would be
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Did you see the prank they pulled on him Saturday?
And there's an example I'm talking about.
Yeah,
7 other players
Yeah.
got pranks.
Just him was
The only one they wrote about
Yeah.
was him.
But how about this? It came from an NFL coach's phone.
I know it
The
did.
kid, he's lucky he didn't lose his job over it.
You should have.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
But I wonder how secure, they keep that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have the nuclear codes. But he had a special phone for just that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
somebody
let's
found
talk
message.
about that a little bit. Going to Cleveland with 3 other quarterbacks doesn't seem to make sense.
It's the Browns.
What do you see going
the
on?
stupidest thing in the world. No.
They
That's all I
had
can say.
Gabriel ranked ahead of him.
I don't care. Don't take Shador there.
Did you see the?
You can't
Did
take
you
both.
see the reaction?
One of the things, and I'm going to go over that, George. As a coach, the most important thing you do is get reps. If you have a kid who doesn't get in, you expect them to play good. Well, they ain't got enough time for
4 reps. 4 reps.
4 quarters to get
No,
reps.
no,
you can't
they
do
don't.
it.
Did you see the Browns room when they drafted him? Their people were convinced it came from Haslam. It was like this.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah. I don't think
They were too fired up, huh?
Yeah, I
well,
think-
they shouldn't be.
No.
Because you can't have two quarterbacks
All right,
drafted.
let's finish with NCAA football. It's here, it's not. 2 things have happened. We've been on here talking about how find your quarterback, get your second string, nobody hurt.
Right.
Well, now that they're paying him, multiply that by 7.
107. Yeah.
Yes, nobody's having a spring game. Penn State had some little rig, and he wouldn't even let the Big Ten Network there. He didn't want it on TV for some reason.
I'll tell you, they see a player, they're going after him.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's obvious.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, they want players. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's looking for players.
Yeah, when you're a power like Penn State and you don't have a spring game, that tells you
It's gone.
the spring games are
It's
gone.
gone.
But I think the craziest thing of the offseason, tell me if you agree, the Tennessee quarterback going to UCLA, and the UCLA, it's like they got traded.
And that's not the last time it's happened.
No, it won't
It's going to happen. It's
Okay,
gonna happen all
let's
the
talk
time.
about the kid that played for Purdue, that played spring ball for Bill Belichick, then he came back to Purdue.
Purdue took him, I bet, didn't they?
Would you take him back at all?
Oh, I know they take him back.
I'd have to ask the Lord for forgiveness because I'm afraid your boy wouldn't be coming back to my
I'll think he
place.
come back to your team.
No, he wouldn't be coming.
That's why you wouldn't be coaching Purdue.
I wouldn't be coming. No, they'd say, well, how about that guy? He's out. How about he's out? Guess what? You're out.
Quarterback's gone,
Yeah.
the coach is gone.
Yeah. Lee Corso, one more game, he's retiring. That headset.
I like they did that.
He made it a
Legend.
a Saturday
Really legend on
morning
a
thing.
TV legend, yes. He
And
really is.
People look forward to that.
yeah.
He's a huge part. I often wonder about a guy like that. He was a good coach,
It's good.
but he got famous there.
Famous.
And Herb Street, as you know, has treated him like a family member. Hats off to Herb Street for his kind gestures.
Yeah, Corso took him in. And
Yeah,
then,
okay.
so he realized that sometimes Corso did not have to do that. I mean, I only read articles about somebody who's
I get
a
you.
big movie star
Yeah.
and ignores the
Yeah.
also ran.
Yeah, we didn't
he,
do that.
He didn't do it. Corso said, come on, I'll take care of you.
You know, I've learned that lesson. You pass the same people on
Ain't
the
the
way
truth.
down. I don't mess with that thing.
Ain't the truth.
You want to be
There's no
nice
reason I'll treat anybody
Hey,
right
by the
anyway.
way, since the number 1 pick was at 3 schools,
Yes.
let's look for that to continue.
It's
Can
gonna-
we
it's
agree
gonna
on that?
continue. It's going to continue.
And we know what this Saturday is, the first Saturday in May.
20 horses.
Yep. And your guess is as good as mine because I've been trying to handicap that thing since we've been
Never.
on the air. I can catch the Preakness, I can catch the Belmont. I don't know when I won the Kentucky Derby.
It's hard.
It's just
luck.
about
That's
impossible.
why. It's luck.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.